After a lot of teasers, the Realme 3 Pro is finally here. Yes, the Realme 2 Pro successor has arrived, and this right here seems like a power-packed budget smartphone. So what are you waiting for? Let's take a look at the brand new Realme 3 Pro. Hey guys, this is Rupesh from Beebom.com, and this here is the brand new Realme 3 Pro. All set to take on the Redmi Note 7 Pro. Now before I talk about the Realme 3 Pro, I'd suggest you to hit the bell icon to get notified every time we post an awesome new video, including the upcoming Realme 3 Pro review. Now that you've done that, let's check out the Realme 3 Pro. So here it is, the brand new Realme 3 Pro, and right off the bat, this is a phone that decidedly looks like a Realme phone. And that's not a bad thing really. I mean, next to the Realme 2 Pro, the Realme 3 Pro does not look a whole lot different. The front is almost identical with the same teardrop notch design and the same size chin. The display size is the same too. The Realme 3 Pro comes with a 6.3-inch Full HD Plus display, and while it's the same size as the Realme 2 Pro, the quality on the 3 Pro is better. Just look at the whites on the two phones. The Realme 3 Pro display is just better. It has better colors, it's more vibrant, and it's just all around better. Plus there's Gorilla Glass 5 here, and while I would have liked the Gorilla Glass 6, the 5th generation Gorilla Glass should be decent enough to protect the screen here. Anyway, moving on to the back now, the Realme 3 Pro has a plastic back that looks like glass, and there's a new gradient finish that definitely looks cool. To be honest, even the back is a lot like the back on the Realme 2 Pro. But I'm hoping it isn't as scratch prone because the Realme 2 Pro's back became like this after a few months.
Oh my God!
So I'm hoping this is more scratch resistant. Apart from that, there's the fingerprint scanner here that is super fast, so I like it. On the top, there's the dual SIM slot with the dedicated micro SD slot. The bottom features the headphone jack and the micro USB port. Now that last bit does disappoint me. I mean, I thought 2019 would be the year when it would finally move to USB-C even in budget smartphones. So micro USB on the Realme 3 Pro is a tad bit disappointing. Now I know that the Realme 3 Pro comes with super fast charging, which kind of makes up for the lack of USB-C. But yeah, USB-C on this phone would have definitely made me more happy. So yeah, the Realme 3 Pro does not bring a major design change from the Realme 2 Pro, but I like the fact that the display is better and there's faster charging, so yeah, it's definitely good enough. Anyway, while the design hasn't changed much, there has been a lot of changes on the hardware and the camera front. First, let's talk about the hardware, which has been the point of debate for the last few days now. So it's not a secret anymore that the Realme 3 Pro is powered by the 10nm octa-core Snapdragon 710 processor, and while this is definitely a great processor for a budget smartphone, a lot has been said about it, not only from Realme, but from Xiaomi as well. So how does the Snapdragon 710 on the Realme 3 Pro stack up against the Snapdragon 675 on the Redmi Note 7 Pro on paper? Well, let me clear things out. First off, yes, the Snapdragon 675 is the newer processor of the two, with the 710 being launched in mid-2018 and the 675 launched in October 2018. However, the Snapdragon 710 is a 10nm processor, while the Snapdragon 675 is an 11nm processor. So theoretically, the Snapdragon 710 should be slightly more power efficient, but yeah, it's not a huge difference to be honest. When it comes to the clock speed and the cores, the Snapdragon 710 has the higher clock speed at 2.2 GHz. But the Snapdragon 675 has more powerful Cryo 460 cores. When it comes to the GPU, the Snapdragon 675 has the Adreno 612 GPU, while the Snapdragon 710 has the more powerful Adreno 616 GPU. So yeah, as a great man once said,
perfectly balanced, this whole thing should be.
Look, it's clear that the Snapdragon 675 has more powerful CPUs, while the Snapdragon 710 is slightly more power efficient and has more powerful GPUs. And all of that shows in the benchmarks. Check out the Antutu scores of both the processors. As you can see, the Snapdragon 710 lags behind the Snapdragon 675. The Redmi Note 7 Pro processor is better even when it comes to Geekbench scores, as you can see. Now coming to the GPU benchmarks, it's clear that the Adreno 616 on the Snapdragon 710 is more powerful, as you can see in the GFX bench scores. Even in the 3D Mark benchmark, the Snapdragon 710 beats the Snapdragon 675. So like I said, it's perfectly balanced. Well, let me put it this way, the Snapdragon 675 on the Redmi Note 7 Pro and the Snapdragon 710 on the Realme 3 Pro are both very powerful processors for budget smartphones, and they both have their advantages. But you know what? Benchmarks don't mean everything. The real world performance is what matters, and I will be doing some extensive real world tests on the Realme 3 Pro and the Redmi Note 7 Pro to compare, and you'll find all of that in our full review, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, the comparison aside, in my usage so far, the Realme 3 Pro has been performing exceptionally well. Everything has been smooth and lag-free, be it during usual usage or gaming. PUBG Mobile runs on high graphics settings by default, which is honestly amazing for a phone in this price range, and well, the experience is great. Plus, the phone supports Fortnite, and by default, the game runs well on medium, so if you're someone who plays Fortnite, the Realme 3 Pro has you covered. Well, overall, things look positive on the performance, but like I said, I'll be doing more extensive tests in the coming days, so we'll know better. Next up, the Realme 3 Pro also brings some major improvements on the camera front. While there's no hyped up 48 megapixel camera here, but the Realme 3 Pro has a capable 16 megapixel f1.7 plus 5 megapixel f2.4 dual camera setup. Now I say capable because the primary sensor here is the same high-end Sony IMX519 sensor as the OnePlus 60. Well, we've been taking photos from the Realme 3 Pro and the results have been pretty impressive. Check out these photos. Well, the 16 megapixel f1.7 camera on the Realme 3 Pro has so far impressed us with the details, colors and brightness, be it in daytime or low light. Some photos do seem a little bit oversaturated, but it's generally been very good. I even like the portrait mode shots from the phone, so yeah, things look very promising. We even took a few comparison shots with the Redmi Note 7 Pro, and well, the Realme 3 Pro does manage to stand tall. As you can see in these photos, the competition here is really close, with the Realme 3 Pro managing to capture photos that are better at times. But yeah, it's too early to judge, and I'll reserve my judgment for a full review when I've truly tested things out. So the Realme 3 Pro does take some great shots, and I like the fact that the camera app here is feature-packed. There's Nightscape, which is basically night mode, where the Realme 3 Pro captures a few seconds of exposure to take a well-lit photo. Now, I haven't tested things extensively, but yeah, the Nightscape mode does work fairly well, as you can see in these photos. There's also the Ultra HD mode, which takes 4 shots and combines them to create one Ultra HD 64 megapixel photo. Here's one 64 megapixel photo, and well, it does look pretty nice and detailed, so yeah, this is a nice mode to have. On the video front, the Realme 3 Pro supports video recording up to 4K at 30 FPS, and well, check out this 4K video shot from the phone. I mean, there's only EIS here, so the stability isn't very good in 4K, but look at this 1080p video. This is super stable, right? I love the stable videos from the Realme 2 Pro, so I'm definitely not surprised at this. There's another cool feature when it comes to videos, and that is super slow-mo video recording. Yes, the Realme 3 Pro can shoot videos at 960 FPS, so you can capture some amazing super slow-mo shots with this phone. When it comes to the front camera, the Realme 3 Pro packs in a 25 megapixel f2.0 camera that in my brief usage seems pretty good. Here are a few selfies taken from the phone, and so far I definitely like the selfies taken with the Realme 3 Pro. They seem well detailed and sharp, so I'm positive. Overall, the Realme 3 Pro cameras have me excited. The photos and videos from the phone seem really good, and there are so many features here which is really nice to see on a budget smartphone. Seriously, kudos to Realme for this. So the Realme 3 Pro brings major improvements on the camera front and the performance front when compared to the Realme 2 Pro. But that's not everything. There's a lot more to like in the Realme 3 Pro. First of all, Realme 3 Pro comes with the latest ColorOS 6 on top of Android Pie, and while I'm still no fan of ColorOS, I do appreciate the improvements from ColorOS 5. There's an app drawer knob, which is great. You no longer need to go to the settings to change the wallpaper. The notification shade is still shady, but definitely better, and I like the fact that there are no ads here, unlike MIUI and Experience UI in the Galaxy M series. The UI is still not something I like with all the weird colors, but I like the fact that Realme is making changes. Plus, it has all the features you need, like the super fast face unlock, app lock, and a lot more. Then there's the battery. The Realme 3 Pro brings a huge 4045 mAh battery, which should last pretty long. I'm yet to test the battery on the phone, but I like the battery saving features here, like the smart power saver and the super high power efficiency mode. Plus, like I said, there's fast charging on board. The Realme 3 Pro comes with VOOC 3.0 fast charging, and you get a 20-watt fast charger bundled in the box. Yes, you heard it right. That is honestly impressive. I mean, the Realme 3 Pro is set to charge fully in just 80 minutes, and that is just amazing. So yes, there's a lot to like in the Realme 3 Pro, and for people wondering about the Widevine L1 license on the phone, our review unit does not have the L1 license, but Realme has confirmed that the retail units will ship with L1 certification on board. So no problems there as well. So that was a good look at the brand new Realme 3 Pro. And at the time of shooting this video, we don't know the price of the phone yet, but one thing's pretty clear. The Realme 3 Pro stands tall against the Redmi Note 7 Pro. This is a phone that competes very strongly against the Redmi phone. The Realme 3 Pro seems to do it all. A functional solid design, a beautiful display, power-packed performance, capable cameras, a massive battery with super fast charging. There's a lot of hype around the Realme 3 Pro, and I can say that this truly deserves the hype. However, we don't know the price yet, and the question remains, should you buy the Realme 3 Pro over the Redmi Note 7 Pro? Well, that is a question we'll answer in our full review, which arrives later this week, so stay tuned. Well, those were our first impressions of the Realme 3 Pro, and if you have any questions on the device, make sure to comment below and we'll answer them in our full review. Also, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and make sure to share it with your friends who have been waiting for the Realme 3 Pro. Lastly, subscribe to our channel for more amazing tech videos. Well, that's me signing off. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.